Well, this chaotic state just about sums things up. That does not sum things up. Well, what I'd like to show you is sort of the condition one of these Super 8 films is in, so we can convey a better idea of sort of the interesting deteriorating state. I'll show you right now. But quickly before we do that, we're cleaning off these CDs that actually look kind of okay, right? I mean, and but here's one that doesn't look okay. You know, this is one that because water got in and actually destroyed the data. So this disk is no good. But a lot that are good, and even though we lost the negatives, we certainly have a lot of CDs with some good resolution images, which we may or may not ever get to. Boy, it's really hard to know what the weather is going to be. Just a few minutes ago it was sunny and blue sky. Now it's gray and getting colder for sure. This is our new lock for the back door. Oh, it really works well. And I said I was going to show you the condition of one of these Super 8 films, which has, you know, it's been almost 2 months and it's developed a fair amount of mold everywhere on it, you know, and we run it through, and some of the emulsion has been affected, and hopefully it's still damp in there, and then we'll get it straight. Fire's gone out. We'll have to get that up and going. Anyway, I would certainly like to use this on the cover of the SandY film. SandY Shaw was quite the item back in 60 whatever it was. I forget what her hit was, if she even had one. What's it say? I'll stop at nothing. Huh, there we go. Oh well. I like the haircut. Almost Vidal Sassoon. Does this light give a little bit better idea of the degree of affectation? Anyway, we'll run it through and it'll come off. And hopefully we'll rescue it and be able to look at it through the projector. Interesting to see this early work. It's fast and furious and sometimes boring, but anyway, we'll look at it. But the bulb's blown on the viewer, so we're gonna have to wait and get a new one of those. Now you can see the result of the mold sort of disappearing from one side to the other, you know. I mean, it runs through here and seems to get rid of it. I hope it's true. Well, I have noticed running this thing through the viewer that the soundtrack is definitely very seriously eaten away. You can barely, there's a magnetic track on there that you can only see bits and pieces of. That doesn't bode well for the sound on this film. So we'll just have to see if we can get a sound projector and test it out. But it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. Well, now that I'm rewinding it, this side looks much better. So I guess I'm somewhat more hopeful that some of the sound will have survived. The light's really going in here. I'm going to have to conclude, but in any event, there's some hope for the track surviving. For entertainment's sake, we just sort of grabbed a stack of wet and stacked together photographs, and we'll try and peel them apart and see what's there, see if there's any interesting things we can see. Can we see what's, no, yeah, well, I can't really see what's on this photo sheet. Let's take a look though. Well, there's quite a few of these. I have no idea. I don't recognize who this is, but actually when I looked at this one, I realized, like, oh yeah, that's Owen Eric, probably when we were in Maine. So I guess that's what these photographs are. No, I haven't quite ascertained it. There's one more here. Let's take a look at this one. Well, I don't think it's the Swans Island Ferry. I think this is the boat that goes from New London over to Shelter Island or something like that, you know. Anyway, it was sort of a nice trip that broke up the long drive home. You can see the effects of SandY here. Isn't that nice? This is sort of a bit irrelevant, but this is one of my favorite photographs from my archiving days at CBS and my first project, which was going through Morrow stuff, and this is South Africa, probably about 1954, and I think it rather shows the English style of living pretty well, you know, everyone relaxed, probably having tea. A little hard to tell at that light, but definitely relaxed, which is nice.